Hey, what's good YouTube? Antayami here, back with another video, and today we have a deck profile of Base. Dude, this deck is insane. I freaking love this deck. This might be my favorite deck of this format right now. I've been having a straight blast with this deck, and it's extremely powerful and very strong and very resilient if you build the deck correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you kind of like my take of the deck. I think it's amazing. I don't think it's the best deck by any means, but I really think it has a really good potential to be a deck that you could take to like a YCS and do very well with. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of the deck profile. Hopefully I don't stay too late or too long with the descriptions and stuff like that. But I did come back from my locals and went undefeated. My matches were in round 1, I went against Outledge, Zombie Outledge. My second round, I went against Mech Knight Invoked. My third round, I went against Bird Up. And my fourth round, I went against Virtual World and did very well in all those matchups. So anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the deck profile. For what makes this deck really strong is the Brave Engine. So I play triple Enchantress, 1 Griffin Rider. I know a lot of people have been playing 2 Griffin Riders, but my logic on only playing just 1. Sorry guys, my phone. I'm not starting over with this. So anyway, the reason and the logic behind playing only 1 Griffin is that I don't want to open this card. Because again, you can use it as an extender for like your level 3 tuners or whatever, but if you happen to go second, you don't want to see this card in your opening hand. It's not a really good card going second, and again, math 50-50, you're going first or second. So I didn't want to play a second one. The second one never really comes up in my personal opinion. Don't really need the second one if you play the game correctly. So I didn't see a reason to playing 2. I definitely like it at 1 here because I saw it less, but you can just search it, so there's no reason to play it at 2. Of course, I play triple rights. Card is insane, broken. When I open it, normally I just win. Double Fateful. The reason why I play Double Fateful is because you play Souls. So usually when you go first with Souls, you send this and the Draco back to the graveyard to draw 2. And then later on, you can actually activate right and then set a second one from the deck. And if you have souls again, you can dump them again for another plus, a +2. But yeah, a lot of people don't see the second one coming. They're still getting used to this deck apparently. And also, it's really good in the grind game, honestly. It's just really good. It's just the extra oomph you need to like link climb or, make push plays or whatever. And also this plays around Ghost Ogre a little bit. So like I have also times where I'll open one of these cards and I'll use right to search the second one from my deck, and then they'll Ghost Ogre that, then I'll just play the other one and then just continue to play anyway. So that has came up a couple times. But yes. And then of course the one Draco back, it's Draco back. It's good for breaking boards. It's really great. Oh, and the other spell card is the Foolish Burial for the package. Forgot to mention that. You can Foolish Burial other cards too, but that's mainly for the temple. For what makes this deck really crazy, and I think this package is insane, is the Red Rose Dragon package with the Basil Rose Shoot. Like this ratio is just perfect. There's no reason to change it. I know some builds, not in base, but will play something like this, and I used to play this package at this in the 3-axis build, whatever. But opening Rose is probably one of the best cards you have ever seen in a deck. Every time I saw this card, it was just like they couldn't hand trap me. I felt resilient. I felt, overprotected. It just, I just resolved everything every single time I open these cards. So even if you open up like these 2 cards, you can use this card technically as an extender if these cards are in your hand or whatever. There was one play where I think I had this and then this, right? And I had rights. So instead of discarding the Draco back, I discarded this, and then I used Basil Rose Shoot to bring this back from the graveyard because it doesn't really matter because they special summon from the hand or graveyard to get like extra value off of it and combo from there. So that was really cool. And then of course I use this effect to search out the Red Rose Dragon, and then I normal summon the Red Rose Dragon to continue to play. It's really cool. The triple Vashuda, like this card is amazing. Once we get to the extra deck, I don't play the monk. I don't think the monk is necessary, but a lot of people think I play the monk. So like when I summon this, a lot of people would just pop it if I'm going second into a board. But yeah, it's only there for obviously for being a level 7 and a free body on board. But also, you can normal summon Red Rose and you just combo off from there. It's really insane. Vashuda is amazing. And your deck plays like 90 tokens. So you can always use the bounce effect, whatever. I mostly use Vashuda's effect, mostly versus Eldritch, because he had like floodgates, you know, galore. For the Punk engine, and I noticed that a lot of people are cutting this, but I promise you guys, this engine alone overperformed. Like, it did so freaking well. I don't understand why people like cut this. I mean, I guess I get it, because these could be like technically more hand trap spots or whatever, but I'm telling you guys, this engine is insane. I want to play more of her. Like, she is so good. I had drawn her so much last tournament, and I'm not sure why I drawn her so much, but the fact that she can extend plays, it's just ridiculous. If you don't have access to your Brave package, like you can normal summon this, search out this, special summon this, and this searches out this, and like this gives you like free interruptions. So like this is like needle fiber with without a normal. Oh, you normal summon this. It depends. Like if you have E-Telly, then all this is like not even summoning or a normal summon. But like the fact that this could be like an interruption, because a lot of times you are getting stopped or getting hand trapped, so you're not gonna 90% of the time hand trap or sight block people. So the fact that like these cards can give you like an extra push just in case you do kind of get like hand trapped if you need to go into like, you know, Anaconda or like other plays, like it's just insane. I would never cut this package. I was going to for the YCS, but now I'm a believer, like that package is insane. It did so well. Double Illusion of Chaos, double souls, no more, no less. I like this ratio like perfectly fine. Whenever I saw the souls package, it always did very, very well. Putting a body on board, you know, drawing, you know, cards off of like spells and stuff, like insane package. And then we got the hand traps. So we got the triple Ash Blossom, we got the triple Ghost Ogre, we got the double Veiler, we have the double Nib, and we have the double Bell, and one Imperm. So, of course, we'll get to the spells. You see that I will be playing Crossout Designator, but the ratios, I think these are more important as like low impact cards. You know, Ghost Ogre deals with like the Brave engine. There's a lot of cards in like other random matchups. There's like a Ghost Ogre target in every matchup if you look hard enough for it. And the matchups I played against in like Virtual World, you can pop the Chuchi. The Mech Knight Invoke matchup, you can pop the purple. You know, Eldritch, you know, you pretty much don't really play this card. Yeah, you can technically pop the Curse, but it's not like the greatest thing. So no, normally you take that card out. So like Ghost Ogre is just really, really good. It's basically, I think it's almost better than Nash, low key. Because most decks can play through a Nash Negate unless their handling is really, really bad. But Ghost Ogre is like, it's really hard to play around. A lot of times you just can't really do what you need to do, and your board is like very awkward. Effect Veiler, I like Effect Veiler. It's not like super insane because it's not very good versus like Prank Kids or Virtual Worlds and stuff like that. And again, it's like another Ash. Like, it's like people can play through it pretty well, unless again you have that certain hand, and it's another good card to stop like Anaconda, because Anaconda is really prevalent in the meta. Nibiru, I do side the third Nibiru. I'm not a big fan of having like Nibiru in the main deck. I'm just not a big fan. It's one of the best hand traps for sure, but in a deck that where like these guys are really good because they also double up as tuners that you can normal summon, which I put more value over than just Nib, because sometimes you'll open like double Nib or whatever, and then if your opponent plays through Nib or play around Nib, then the card is like really awkward. So I like 2 nib. And if I'm going second, then triple nib is like completely fine because you see a 6 card. But going first, I don't want to open nib. And a lot of times when I am going first, I do side out the 1 nib and keep it just for like backup or cross out designator target. But yeah, double ghost bell, I think she's like the worst hand trap out of the list. But she's really good because she's a level 3 tuner, so I keep her. And she also does like DPE and other things like that. That came up. And in permanence, it's kind of like Valor, except for you can't normal summon it. And I use it for cross out, so. Going into like the bricks, we have Snow, Mare, Dasher, Celestial, Despot 01, Resonator, and Scythe. So I hard opened Scythe like twice in the tournament, and obviously it wasn't really like considered a brick. But if I would have got hand trap in that like particular situation, this would have been like a dead card. The Resonator is so underrated. Like, even though sometimes like you could draw it, you can still like normal summon it and use it as a level 3 tuner. Or there's been times where I do make like a Baron and then I use this card as an extender to go into like an Anaconda or something if I get like, you know, awkwardly hand trapped or something. Despot 101, you know, Auroradon goes Burr. Destiny Hero package is the Destiny Hero package. You always see Dasher. Like you just gonna see Dasher. That's it. You don't ever see this. You always see Dasher. And I think I want to say in my round 2, I actually normal summon Mare. So I know usually you don't want to see Mare in your opening hand, but the fact that I like sacked it, I think I summoned Vashuda, summoned Souls, and then I normal summon Mare. And it popped off from there because you can make a needle fiber off this. You do the 3 tokens and then turn these 2 into a needle fiber and then summon Red Rose, and then you pretty much got a combo there. So sometimes Mare can come up as a card you can just like tribute over, which is really cool. Just don't use it when you have rights, because then you'll normal summon Mare and you'll look like a foolish boy. Okay, moving on to like the spells. Of course, we got the one Destiny Fusion. Never really missed the second one at all. I mean, you could technically pay 2, but your main combo always like goes through an Anaconda anyway, so you don't really need double Fusion Destiny. Small World is like one of my favorite cards to draw in this deck. Like, Small World plus any monster in this deck equals any monster. So, like, whatever you need in a situation, you just go for it. And you can make, like, dead hand traps into, like, you know, starters and stuff like that. It's just, like, it's just really, really, really good. One of my favorite spells in the deck. E-Teleport, of course, you gotta play it. It's really good for extending. That's how you get your Punk engine out and, like, make mad pluses. It's really cool. Crossout Designator. This card is insane. And then of course I have the triple tactics. So I think in my my second round, I had this and this, and I promise you, drawing this and this while you get hand trap is by far the most broken thing, because you're gonna resolve your combo and then you get to look at their hand and then play to their hand. So you know if they have the droplets, you know if they, you know what deck they're playing. It's really insane. So I won versus Birdo because I literally took one of their starters and like shuffled it back, and it was just crazy. I also think I did it to Mech Knight Invoked as well. It's just so good because hand traps are just like legit everywhere, and people are going to play in hand traps versus your deck at least like 15 or 18 or whatever. So like triple tactics talents, it's just a great way to spin back the other hand trap and just continue to play. And plus with Crossout Designator, it's just like you don't get like imperm nib like at all. It's really insane. So yes, very, very good. And that's my entire main deck. Jumping into side deck, of course it's at 60 by the way. Triple Droll. Now I actually, in my actual testing, I actually have 2 Drolls and 1 token collector. This Droll will definitely be a token collector. The only reason why it's a 3rd Droll is because I forgot to bring it. Just forgot to bring it. So yeah, but the Drolls definitely came up. I cited it versus the Berta player, didn't see it. But also it's good for crossout because Droll destroys base. You can still technically play around it and make like, you know, needle fiber and stuff and combo from there. But yeah, it hurts your brave stuff. It hurts your like souls. Hurts small world, especially if you open up a small world. It really does hurt. So, you know, crossing out Droll is like huge. The other nib, the one Lancia, I take this out. I take out Scythe going second. So this usually fills in the Scythe spot. It doubles up as a hand trap if the matchup kind of loses to it. But you don't Scythe block people going second, so this is like a 1-for-1 trade. The Gamma package. Normally, again, when I'm going second, I put in the Gamma package and I take out the Punk cards. Because punks are not like super great going second. You don't want to see cards that you could potentially break on, because you don't really want to see the punk cards like that. You want to use them for like e-teleport, but you want to minimize the number of going second cards, or sorry, going first cards that are really weird going second. So like you take this out for the punk engine, you really take this out for the Scythe. Because Scythe is not really good going second, but this card can actually potentially be an interruption for your opponent for going second. So that's kind of like my logic for like the side decking pattern and stuff like that. And if you guys have any questions for like how I side deck for certain matchups or what it looks like and stuff, I'll definitely let you guys know. And also the reason why this should be like a token collector, because again, it's another potential like hand trap. And I don't play Snow going second. It does depend on the matchup. If the matchup is slow enough, then I'll probably keep in the Snow. But if I'm going against combo, I usually side out the Snow and put in the token collector, because everybody's playing rights and Source Souls is the thing. So a lot of token generations, and plus in the mirror match is really good in that scenario as well. So you can dump it with Shooting Rysar. Double Twin Twister. I think it's one of my favorite destruction cards of this format right now, because Flunderies exist, Prank Kids, you know, stuff like that. And I'm not really that scared of Eldritch and stuff, because they already auto lose to the Brave Engine anyway. So like hitting multiple like Floodgate cards is a little bit more, you know, it's a little bit better than just like, you know, Cosmic Cyclone 1 and stuff like that. So I like the Twin Twisters, and I pick these over evenly matches or Lightning Storms, because you know you can just chain it whenever you want. So you can kind of like play and bait out stuff, and then you could chain Twin Twister, or you can chain Twin Twister in the standby phase to pop the Dreaming Town and stuff. So yeah, and then the last cards are Droplets. I side deck the Droplets. I think this is better for me. So these Droplets are in place of the triple or the crossout Detonators. So I take out the crossout Detonators, I put in the Forbidden Droplets, and it's like key for going second. It's just really good because crossout's not like insane for going second. So yes, that's that. Moving on to the extra deck. Let me go ahead and speed through this real quick because it's already a long video. We have the one Link Spider, one Anaconda, one Dark. Didn't come up, but in theory is really good. I was thinking about using like a Unicorn in his spot, but Unicorn didn't really come up either. But there's times where it can. Artifact Dagda, Double Hulk. The Double Hulk came up once in the tournament. It came up once versus the Mech Knight Invoke player to go for game. So I was thinking about cutting one of these Hulks for a Unicorn, and glad I didn't, because I might have gave him some winning chances to actually come back and beat me. So yeah, one Auroradon, one Axis Code Talker, another card that can be technically cuttable, but it does come up from time to time. I summoned it twice in locals, and it definitely came up. So yeah, I won't remove it. One DPE, and then for synchros we have one Arclight, one Cupid Pitch, one Yazi, one Shooting Rysar Dragon, one Borisword, and one Baron DeFloor. Like pretty much the synchros are just standard. Like those are the synchros you play in base. Like nothing out of the ordinary, nothing different, nothing crazy. So anyway, guys, that's the deck profile. Thank you guys for enjoying it. Again, if you guys have any questions or stuff, leave a comment down below. And I most likely will be taking this deck to the YCS. I don't know if I'm going to be making any changes or anything like that. But yes, hope you guys enjoy. Have a great rest of your day. Peace. Catch you guys in the next one.